You are listening to the Revolutionary Love and Resilience podcast. I'm Shelby Leigh, and I am so honored to be here with you today. This podcast bridges the personal and professional, creating space for experts in the wellness and well-being field to be both vulnerable and share their deep wisdom from their years of experience. This podcast weaves trauma awareness, inclusivity, and inspiration for every single person to be able to heal, grow, and become who they want to be, to step into their full authenticity and expand their capacity to claim their best lives as they journey through challenges towards revolutionary love and resilience. Hi to all of you out there listening. I am so grateful that you are here. I am so happy to be here myself. This has been a project a long time in the making. I have been holding this in my heart and just waiting for the right time to get this out here. I am so excited to bring you some of the top experts in their fields, in the wellness industries, to create a space for them to be vulnerable. It's so often in the world that we compartmentalize who we are with what we do, and there are some really, really good reasons for that. And sometimes it can be very helpful and healing even to get to hear the stories of how people came to be in the professions that they're in and the stories that have brought them here. So many of us who are in the healing arts or the wellness arts have quite a story that brought us to even want to do what we do in the world. And I have found that so many people don't get to share their stories. And when they do, something beautiful can happen. There's an exchange where there's a resonance, and people get to be reflected in both directions in these stories when they're shared in a way that we can really hear them. So often we have been through challenges or traumas or intense experiences, and we're asked to tell our stories, and we don't know how to tell them because we're scared that we could maybe traumatize others or hurt ourselves in the process. And I think that this is really wise, actually. There are ways we can tell our stories from a place where we've already done a lot of our healing around it, and we are sitting in ourselves in a more integrated way, where we can share the hardships, the wounds, the scary places we've navigated, the really sad places and heartbreaking places that we've navigated, in a way that it offers some support to the listeners. It offers a mirror for something that they might be going through, for something that they may be isolating themselves around or hiding or pushing down. So my goal here is to invite people who can share their stories and who are willing to go deep in a way that it supports those who are listening to come awake, to find deeper support, to step more fully into parts of themselves they haven't been in touch with, and to be able to embrace their histories. I know for myself, I have many stories that I haven't had any idea how to share with the people in my life, my colleagues, or maybe even some of my clients, given the right circumstance, because it has felt so hard to carry on my own. And I have a thing where I don't want anyone else to feel like they have to carry what I'm carrying. And I am here to let you know that that is not true, that we actually cannot carry our stories on our own, especially those of us in the wellness, well-being, healing arts fields. There's a way we can hide behind our professional identities and pretend like we're not human so that we can seem like we're more experts. And what I want to do is create a revolution where we can be seen. We can carry these really big stories and life experiences and share them in a way that they are connectable and relatable, so that we can be standing in our humanness as providers, and so that those who come to us can also trust us more as providers, knowing that maybe we've gone through something similar that they have. Yes, there is a thing, especially in the therapy world, where we have been taught. I'm a trained therapist and trained coach and trained many other types of facilitators. However, we as therapists get trained to be kind of a blank screen. And there's some usefulness to that. And there are also some times where sharing bits and pieces of our story can be trust building, can create an even safer space for our clients to feel like they can be vulnerable with us, to feel like they are seen and honored and acknowledged in their pain through knowing that we have also felt pain in our lives. So I have been so excited to put this together for you because my hope is that there is a way, and we can find our way together to share our stories as wellness providers, well-being professionals. Someday we'll find a better word for this, where there is a collaboration, a connection, where folks who listen to this podcast are maybe seeking some growth, some healing, some awakening in their lives, and they listen. They listen to these stories. They listen to the wisdom that has come out of these stories, to the tips, the tools, the techniques, the deep heart interactions that happen here, and find a little ember, a little spark, a little something that inspires them in their healing path to take one more step forward, to reach out to this type of person or find this type of modality. My hope is that this is a true collaboration between folks who are practitioners and folks who are seekers to come together to build a community where people can truly be standing together in a circle of support, where everybody is seen as human beings, both vulnerable and expert. Each patient, each client, each student is also this. They are experts on their own bodies, their own hearts, their own minds, their own pasts, and their own experiences and where they want to go. So this is a transmission in embodiment. This podcast is about how do we claim our connection to our bodies, to standing on this earth in a way where we feel worthy, where we can shine our radiance and we feel held, celebrated, supported, and welcomed in community. It's through this experience of healing my experience of complex PTSD and leaning into so many wonderful people in my life that I have found, and then also seeing the ones that, haven't done such a great job, and wanting to truly honor and celebrate those in the world who are doing exceptional jobs at it, so that those who are also recovering, healing, and growing from their challenging experiences in their lives, especially trauma, can find some support, can find inspiration, and can truly, at some point in their path, find a little bit more of a sense of safety, love, and belonging. I will be sharing bits of my story over the years that this podcast unfolds. But for now, I just want to thank you so much for being here, for being willing to be part of this community, and for listening. If there is something in this podcast that you love, that inspires you, that you feel moved to share, I am so grateful for you sending that link on to a friend, to somebody who may find it helpful on their journey towards healing and growth. And if you super love it and are feeling it in your heart, I'd be so grateful for you to head over to iTunes and make a 5-star review so that it can go out into the world and more people who are in search of this kind of information, who are ready to have their hearts touched and to maybe step into a relationship with a new practitioner or a new modality, that they can find it more easily. I am so glad you're here. Let's light up this revolution together. Thank you so much for being part of this show and being part of this love revolution. If you love this podcast, please share it with your people and leave a 5-star review so that we can get the word out. If you're a practitioner or on your own healing journey, head on over and check out creatingsaferspace.com, which is one of my passion projects and is open for enrollment now. You'll get access to it the moment you sign up. Or join my mailing list for all sorts of revolutionary love and trauma-aware support at shelby-leigh.com. See you next episode.